What's up, guys? Your boy, 20K13. Gonna give you guys a wrestling news weekend wrap up for November 6, 2015. WWE 2K16 PC update. The German Amazon website currently has a PC version of WWE 2K16 listed. It does not look like it will be available until November 20th, however. Another German website, GameLadden.com, has the release date listed as December 31st. Jerry Lawler talked about Halloween car crash that nearly killed him. Jerry the King Lawler had talked about the horrific car crash he suffered on Saturday night. He posted on Twitter that he and his girlfriend Lauren McBride were lucky to survive the wreck, stating that he's doing okay but she a little banged up. The incident happened when a female ran a red light and hit Lawler's vehicle head on. The car was smashed up badly, as you can see from the picture. And I quote, "I'm fine, but Lauren is pretty banged up. We had taken care of the trick-or-treaters and went for pizza right near the house. We were coming home to catch the end of the University of Memphis game. I was sitting at a red light at a busy intersection, not a minute from my house. I got the green arrow to make a left turn. I started making the turn and I saw the car coming, not slowing down at all. The driver ran a red light," Lawler told WWE.com. The 65-year-old Lawler had dodged death once again. On this occasion, the deployment of the airbag is what saved him and his partner. She had commented that he like Superman, as he tried diving across to cover her when the car first hit and before the airbag deployed. Lawler suffered a heart attack live on air on Monday Night Raw in 2012, but recovered and continued to work for WWE to this day as a SmackDown commentator. He also continued to wrestle on the independent circuit and had a reputation for not letting his age hold him back. It is great to hear that he has came out of this car crash unscathed. Long may his good health and role in the industry continue. His Halloween really did turn into a horror show, but he and Lauren are now on the mend. Ric Flair suffered injury on WWE tour. Ric Flair mentioned on the Woo Nation podcast that he tore his Achilles tendon during last week's WWE tour of Mexico. Flair would go on to say that he initially thought he needed surgery. The doctor said otherwise and injected him with stem cells. Flair said he totally not healed, but he can walk around normally. Backstage news on Alberto Del Rio WWE salary. We reported last week via Wrestling Observer newsletter that Alberto Del Rio new WWE contract called for $1,450,000 per year downside. However, that doesn't appear to be accurate. Brian Alvarez provided an update to those report on the latest installment of Wrestling Observer Radio. Alvarez said that WWE contacted America regarding that number and said that Del Rio is being offered only a third of that. Bryan would go on to explain that Del Rio could have made around the same amount of money or more by not coming back to WWE, if that was true. Alvarez then would go on to mention that several other individuals are insisting that the number may not be 1.4 million, but is most significantly way more than one-third of that. Dave Bautista said he would always button heads with WWE creators. During an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Dave Bautista talked about leaving WWE and why he butt heads with WWE management. And I quote, "I was just constantly butting heads with them creatively, which is something we talk about well beforehand, and I would promise things that weren't delivered to me. For once, I didn't want to go back as a babyface. I said it's not going to work. They don't want to see me as a babyface. Nobody wants to see Batista as a babyface. I'm the worst babyface ever, but I'm a good heel. I know how to be a heel. I'm comfortable being a heel, and the fans want me to be a heel. But they try to shove me down everybody's throat, and they rebel," Batista said. stopping short of referencing the simultaneous rise of Daniel Bryan, the leader of a fan uprising. They are not idiots, and they don't like it, and they don't want it. So it just makes them rebel more. Then it became a state of confusion where they didn't know what they wanted to do with me, so they just sent me out every week regurgitating the same crap, and it was just horrible. After I had finally been there for a few months where I found my niche when people started reacting to me in a positive way, I had to go and fulfill my obligation with Marvel. Ronda Rousey said she's ready for WWE. During a recent interview with Rolling Stone, UFC fighter Ronda Rousey was asked if she's ready for WWE. Here's what she said, and I quote, "I'm ready. I seen NXT. I remember Natalie and Charlotte match for the title. Natalie was actually training with the original Four Horsewomen to get ready for that fight. I have so many obligations, but I really want to find a way to make it happen. I'm a huge fan of wrestling, and I would like to see the position of women in the sport continue to improve. So if I can be a part of it, great." She also talked more about WWE decision to focus more on the Diva division. "I'm really encouraged by the progress I've seen with what they're doing with the women in WWE, but I feel like there's a lot more that can be done. They're doing some of it now too. I'm really excited that they brought up all these great women from NXT who are all different from the normal mold they would use for the Diva division. I'm not going to take credit for anything, but I definitely want to be part of it as much as I can." Rob Van Dam asked about WWE return. During a Periscope Q&A, Rob Van Dam was asked if he would be returning to WWE at next year's WrestleMania 32 event. RVD explained that he open to a WWE return. However, he thinks it would be a bad time to return to the company during WrestleMania season because of bad weather. RVD also noted that he would prefer to be on TV so that he can have plenty of time for the build of a WrestleMania match. Dolph Ziggler says wrestling is the least important thing in WWE. Dolph Ziggler was asked by a fan on Twitter what is the most important thing he has learned in WWE, and he replied, and I quote, "Wrestling is the least important thing about the wrestling business." It is an honest statement from Ziggler, one which may not go down well with pure wrestling fans, but the fact is he is right. WWE is a global entertainment corporation. The actual wrestling matches are such a small part of what a WWE wrestler does. As for the business perspective, Vince McMahon and Cole make money from so many different avenues. Wrestling matches are just a tiny part of what the company in production does. Think about it like this. One of the most overstars in the history of the business is Mr. McMahon, yet his character only ever wrestled a handful of matches. The storytelling and marketing is the real key to business success. That's likely the point Dolph Ziggler is getting at. Athleticism and in-ring skill are useful, but ultimately a WWE job is about telling a story and representing the brand. If in-ring wrestling was important, Ziggler would have been a champion many times over by now. It sounds like he had accepted that his role is what it is. Even his Twitter bio says, "I wrestled to pay the bill." Oh, and former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What else? WWE erasing Sting from history. WWE and Sting could be having problems with each other. Brian Alvarez has speculated on Wrestling Observer Radio. He said that maybe something will come out in the next few days. Alvarez's comment stems from the fact that WWE played a video highlight package on Raw that showed last year's Survivor Series main event. However, they totally erased Sting's major role in the proceeding. Dave Meltzer agreed with Everett that he found it a little weird. Why would they erase things from history like that, but still remind the audience of the woeful authority being removed angle? It is a strange situation, one which will hopefully become clear soon. Sting is currently injured, having been unable to cope with the physicality in his Night of Champions main event against WWE Champion Seth Rollins. Could that be the reason WWE are now covering up his huge moment from last year's Survivor Series? Possibly. Even before the injury, Sting got tired quickly in the Rollins match and was clearly struggling. Perhaps WWE was annoyed at his level of fitness. Between the injury and WWE not even acknowledging his existence, it now looks unlikely that Sting will be wrestling at WrestleMania 32 next year. The Usos WWE Raw return, planned for a long feud with the New Day. The Usos returned to Raw on Monday night, gaining a huge pop and showing the in-ring skill that makes them WWE best tag team. They wrestled as part of the main event alongside Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Ryback versus Seth Rollins, The New Day, and Kevin Owens in a Survivor Series match. Jay eliminated Kofi Kingston only to then be pinned by Big E. Jimmy fell to Owens, but this was still a big field comeback for the duo. The plan going forward is for a long feud with the New Day. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported last week that the Usos' return is the reason why the Dudley Boys will move on from the tag title scene. It is expected that the Usos and New Day will have several matches in the coming months. News of Jay and Jimmy training at the Performance Center broke last week, so the return was expected by those in the know. They are generally the best tag team in WWE, bright colors with great in-ring skills. They also sell significant merchandise. With that in mind, it is only a matter of time before they get their hands back on the tag team titles. Matches with the New Day should be fun, and there could be a few title switches before all is said and done with the feud. 2 title matches added to WWE Survivor Series card. 2 title matches are now scheduled for the WWE Survivor Series card. Seth Rollins will be defending his WWE Championship against Roman Reigns, while Charlotte will be defending her Diva title against Paige. Stephanie McMahon announced on Raw that the WWE title match will be on the November 22nd special. As for Paige's title shot, she earned it after pinning Becky Lynch in a match that also involved Brie Bella and Sasha Banks. It was the obvious choice to make Paige number 1 contender after her heel antics against Charlotte made their feud deeply personal. It is personal narratives that always sell best in WWE. The 2 title offense are good. They'll add value to the Survivor Series card, especially the Roman Reigns title shot. Fans are going to be intrigued to see if this is going to be the end of Rollins' lengthy run. Rumors had it that there's a good chance that title change is happening. Regardless of the result, it should be a very good match. Rollins is the best wrestler in the company, and Reigns is emerging as a fantastic big match performer. As for the Diva title, Charlotte and Paige are both in-ring focused wrestlers. Given over 10 minutes, they could produce something good, although both are prone to the occasional botch. Nikki Bella injured and taking time away from WWE. Former WWE Diva Champion Nikki Bella is taking time off from WWE with an injury. She posted an update to Twitter, and I quote, "My home for a while. Injury can only keep you down for a little bit. Time to get stronger and stay fearless." Alongside the text was a photo of a gym and a massage bed. There is no confirmation of what the injury is or how long she will be out of action, but the timing isn't surprising when you consider her boyfriend John Cena is also taking some time off from Raw. This is an opportunity for them both to heal up and have some quality time together as a normal couple. It is a shame to see Nikki gone, as she had only just hit her form as a women wrestler. both in the ring and her overall act. She's been vastly improved in recent months. Indeed, she was the one who carried Charlotte at Hell in a Cell. Cena and Nikki have already been making the most of their time off together. They went to see Taylor Swift in concert this past weekend, as well as attended a Halloween party in which they both dressed as Dumb and Dumber characters. Cena is due back in December. Steve Austin vs. Brock Lesnar at WWE WrestleMania 32. Rumor of a possible Steve Austin vs. Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 32 has persisted ever since Austin interviewed Paul Heyman on the Stone Cold podcast. At the end of that interview, both Austin and Heyman went into character speaking of a possible showdown between the two men. The question at the time was why would these two have wasted television time on the WWE network teasing this match if it wasn't at least being considered. Austin has vehemently denied for several months that any match against Lesnar was ever possible. However, a new interview with Fox Sports has raised the issue once more. Austin told Brian Fritz of Fox Sports that he actually did consider doing the match. And I quote, "I considered it for just a brief moment, but again, just like I tell everybody, what on the backside of a match like that, I got out of the business when I got out. The hunger was out of my system. It's almost like getting off an addiction. I'm not addicted to wrestling anymore. For a long time I was. So what on the backside of that match for me? A whole lot of nothing. So it would be a lot of build up, and to me it would be almost anticlimactic." Austin last wrestled for WWE in 2003 in a match against The Rock. Would Austin consider a return match against someone other than Lesnar? Austin sounds pretty positive that he had wrestled his last match. "I think 99.9% I had my last match. If I felt foggy and wanted to jump for any particular reason, just because I said right now I have the fever for it, I like to do it. But for all practical intrinsic, whatever kind of purpose, I'm done. Again, if I felt like it, could I? Yeah. Would I? In a dream world, possibly. I'm not trying to promote a match, and pretty much I am done. I will always reserve the option in reality. If there were any chance at this point of a match between Austin and Lesnar, some kind of angle would have been shot between the two when Lesnar appeared on the Stone Cold podcast 2 weeks ago. WWE hyped the interview for several weeks, so when no conversation came up between the two about a possible match, the rumor should have been put to rest for good. Randy Orton injury update, reportedly out 4 to 6 months. Randy Orton's absence has been notable from WWE television of late, with John Cena already taking time off until December. The company is struggling in the main event babyface department. Orton is one of the few names on the roster who is a legitimate main eventer that can step in for an absent Cena, but a shoulder injury has sidelined Orton in recent weeks. The severity of Orton's injury has been a mystery, but WWE finally acknowledged the severity of the injury late Monday evening. Randy has suffered from a dislocated shoulder. He had chronic problems with his shoulder, and a recent MRI that was done found he had a bank outlet lesion in his shoulder, some stretched ligament, and a partially torn rotator cuff. WWE physician Dr. Steve D'Aquino told WWE.com. At this point, it's a matter of when he dislocates the shoulder again, and not if. Surgery seems estimate and recovery time for such a surgery will be 4 to 6 months. The injury recovery time of 4 to 6 months put Orton's WrestleMania status in jeopardy, with WWE looking to draw one of the biggest attendance figures in history at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Orton's presence on the show is certainly something WWE has been banking on. WWE had a strict policy in place in regard to wrestlers being cleared for in-ring competition, so Orton surely would not be rushed back from this injury. However, whether or not he is able to perform a WrestleMania in approximately 5 months is a question that will hover around the company for the next several months. Update on the marriage status of TNA star Bram and WWE diva Charlotte. As noted several months ago when he was arrested, it became public knowledge that TNA star Thomas Bram Latimer and WWE diva champion Charlotte were married. We then posted an update noting the two were in the process of getting a divorce, and according to PWInsider.com, the divorce between Latimer and Charlotte was finalized on October 29th. United States title plan for Survivor Series. As seen on Monday's episode of Raw, Jack Swagger confronted Jeff Coulter regarding his decision to align himself with Alberto Del Rio at the Hell in a Cell event. According to Dave Meltzer, via Wrestling Observer Radio, this was done to set up a feud between Swagger and Del Rio for the United States title at the Survivor Series event. And finally, Tanaka signed WWE Legend deal. Former WWE superstar Tanaka announced on Facebook that he has signed a Legend contract with WWE. He wrote, and I quote, WWE Universe, it's official. I signed a WWE Legend contract and will see you at Dallas, Texas. WWE Universe, he continued. No matter what it looks like, no matter what others say, never give up on what's in your heart and soul. Win, WWE. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.